Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Flightsimguy, and I'm going to take a second shot at this damn Captain Sim Boeing 757. I'm in Denver. I just fired up GSX. I'm going to San Francisco, and this time, all my flights, regardless of the jets or whatever, I tend to do a pretty good job, but I'm always screwing up reputation. But I got a plan this time. I'll explain the plan while I'm in the air, and I'll also take some time to go over the Boeing 757. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on mute and get started. Alright, I think that's it. I am ready for pushback and start. Alright, so let's go ahead and check the status of our guys. Alright guys, we are ready. So let's go ahead and prepare for pushback. Straight pushback. 2, no. Okay.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Launching gear. Departure check completed. Flight vest inserted. Release parking brake. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel. Set parking brakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, your safety aboard this aircraft is our primary consideration. Please refrain from reading magazines and newspapers. We will now show a short video demonstrating safety procedures for this aircraft. You will find a safety card in the seat pocket in front of you. Please study this carefully. Thank you for your attention and wish you a pleasant flight.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright, I have to admit that's one of my smoother startups. Alright, so with regards to my plan for the approach, very simple. I had this problem before in the Cessna Citation X. All I gotta do is contact the tower as far out as possible, get my runway assignment, pull up that runway approach chart in Sky Vector, find the waypoints leading into the runway, and then just add them to my flight plan in between my last waypoint on the star and the my destination, and it'll just give me straight in vectors. All I need to do is clean up the flight management computer once I add those, and then, you know, fly the aircraft to those waypoints, turn on the approach hold, and then I should be good. Also, I seem to have good luck going into San Francisco. Most of my landings in San Francisco have been very, very good. Maybe it's because the airport is laid out so easily, you know, so simple. Can't help but find it. Alright, so I have a heavy plane, and the airs must be very thin up here because I'm hardly going and I'm giving it gas. I had to turn off the APU. Last time I left it running, ran out of gas. This taxi wasn't that bad after all. Alright, I'll finish up the checklist when I'm holding short. According to pilot Barry Schiff, going through the checklist while you're taxiing is never a good idea. It only benefits sheet metal workers and their families. Alright, ready for takeoff. Parking brake. Landing lights. Transponder on, weather radar on. Thrust rating set to takeoff. Okay. Let's call the tower.
Denver Tower, US Air 757 at runway 17 right, ready for takeoff. West departure. US Air 757 cleared for takeoff. Runway 17 right, departure to the west approved. Frontier Flight 38, contact ground on 121.85. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 17 right, US Air 757. 121.85. Frontier Flight 38. United 7069er at runway 17 right, ready for takeoff. IFR to deal. United 7069er, taxi into position and hold. United 6267, cleared to land, runway 16 right. Position and hold. United 7069er. Cleared to land, runway 16
Positive
right.
rate, gear up.
United 6267.
Flaps up 1.
US Air 757, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. United 7069, cleared for takeoff. Runway 17 right. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 17 right. United 7069er.
up. Flight level change. Alright, so we're clean. Gear up, flaps up. Autopilot engaged. Let's get on course. Climb.
United 7069. Contact Denver departure on 128.25. 128.25 for United 7069er. United 6267, exit runway when able.
Okay, so I forgot to set my altitude. Let's go ahead and do this.
United 6267, exit runway when able.
Alright, so I fixed the altitude issue. It was set for 10,000. ATC normally tells you to climb and maintain 5,000 anyway before you get on your route. So I'll give myself a tiny ding on that. But I'm back on course. Heading up to 36,000. Flight level change mode. So I shouldn't fall out of the sky. And my plan is in effect. So let's do my after takeoff checklist. Positive rate, landing gear up, over 1,000 feet, all flaps up, autopilot on, vertical speed good, flight level change good, auto throttle is good, ECAS is good, thrust rating is set to climb, cruise climb, auto throttle is good, landing lights off over 10,000 feet, let's go ahead and take care of that. APU is off, and over 18,000 feet, 299.2 on the altimeter, and set my speed gauge accordingly. Over 25,000, set it to Mach. Alright, so let's go ahead and shut down the lights. I don't need this chatter. And last but not least, there was something I was going to do. What the hell? Whoa, these mountains? Yeah, I should be able to climb over them. Oh yeah, last but not least, check my progress. $800 miles, that's about almost 2 hours. So I should be good. Alright. And I should be able to clear these mountains, no problem. And that's it for now. Just got to make sure I don't screw up the approach. Alright, let's take a quick status check. So now we got the center tanks sucking air. So let's go ahead and turn off those pumps. We're looking good with regards to our fuel. And we're cruising. Looks like we're getting over the Rockies. California plains should be up ahead somewhere. Let's take a look at the CDU. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a moment to talk about our star chart, which is Diamond 3. It's Diamond 2 on the plan, but Diamond 3 on Sky Vector, and take a brief look at the Boeing 757 aircraft. Alright, so going into San Francisco, we're going to be on the Diamond 3 arrival. And this is what it looks like, essentially straight in. This is the first waypoint, flight level 270. So what this tells me is the prior 1 or 2 waypoints is going to be my top of descent. And then I'm just going to follow it down. Now, San Francisco itself, the airport's going to be over here somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and see if I can get the tower, get my runway assignment, and then based on my runway assignment, let's say I get 28R. Well, if I get 28R, I'm a category 3. So I'll pull this up, and then this is 28R. All I need are these waypoints leading into the runways. More specifically, this one here, this one, and this one. All I need to do is each of these waypoints, Axmo, Sepan, Dumba. All I need to do, and these are probably waypoints coming from the star. All I need to do is punch them into the flight management computer in between the last waypoint on the star and the airport, and it should just take me right in theory. That's my plan. We'll see how it works out. Here I have the localizer information, ATIS and whatnot, but I don't know which runway I'm being assigned yet, so none of this is of any use until I know what runway. Alright, so let's take a moment to talk about the B757. I fly on this plane just about everywhere I go. It's a narrow-body jet built by Boeing, came out in the 80s, and let's see now, Boeing has a 727, which they retired long ago. Then they have the 737, which is their bread and butter aircraft. Then you have the 747, which is a long-haul jumbo. Then you have the 757, 767, 777. So you're probably wondering, oh, and then there's the 787. So from a market perspective, where does this fit in? Well, it's bigger than the 737, and it has approximately the same range. Okay, short to medium routes, 200 to 300 passengers for a maximum of 3,100 to 4,000 nautical miles. Boeing made, they went into production in '83, and they made 1,050 for over 54 customers, but they retired it, or they stopped production back in 2004. Now, why is that? Well, as it turns out, it says here, diminished sales amid an industry airline trend towards smaller jet lines led Boeing to end production without a direct replacement in favor of the 737. So essentially, they killed off this plane and they continued building newer, larger models of the 737. I guess with jet engines being more fuel efficient, they figure rather than creating an entire market or mid-market for the 757, they figure, you know what, let's just go ahead and do away with that aircraft and bring up or scale up the 737 models. And eventually what you're going to find, the 737s, after these have been retired, they're going to be replacing the 757s with regards to the routes that they fly. The 737 MAX is probably going to have a route approaching a range approaching that of the 757. Probably the most famous 757 customer nowadays is Donald Trump. He has his own 757. He bought that from the Microsoft executive. I don't remember his name. I think it was Paul Allen. So anyway, good plane. It's very long, and how you can tell a 757 from any other plane, it's very, very easy. All you got to do is look at the legs. It looks like a duck or a bird, you know, with these bird legs sticking out in the middle, and you know, it's a classic giveaway. See the legs right there? That's how you can tell an aircraft is a 757. Here's another one up here, a little bird leg sticking out. And my guess is PMDG, they did 737, 747, 777. I'm guessing Captain Sim stepped in to fill the gap where Captain Sim and those other add-on makers, they stepped in to fill the gap where PMDG didn't make aircraft. So with Captain Sim, you got the 757, 767, 777, 777, and they also have the L1011 and a few other big jumbos. The reason why I chose this as a jumbo to fly, or a big plane to fly, is very, very simple. It allows me to step up to the 767 if I choose to do so. Now, having said that, I've flown this thing a couple of times, and I won't lie to you, I'm not exactly a big fan of them. They're kind of complicated, and there's just a lot of tedious work and not a lot of enjoyment. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the 757 series and move on to something else. But otherwise, it takes a while to get used to the Captain Sim. Their version of the plane, it's on autopilot right now, and I should be approaching my top of descent pretty soon.
Tower Super Cap 381, man or tow. And we're 5 miles to the north-northeast, like the transition north side on the southwest.
Super Cap 381, transition through the Bolton Cloud South airspace approved, altimeter 3011.
3011, 381, roger.
And Tower, Banner 973, Scott 381 in sight.
973, very interesting, approved.
Alright, so what you heard there was my scanner. I have a Radio Shack scanner connected to looks like a Yagi or some sort. I don't know. Connected to an antenna that I have mounted in my ceiling, and there's an airport nearby. So occasionally listening to the tower. Beautiful day out there, outside today. I think I'd hear a lot more planes out there, but no one's out there doing any touch and goes. Alright, starting the descent. I'm pretty sure I need to communicate something to my passengers. Look at this thing here.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we have now commenced our descent, would you please return to your seats and securely fasten your seat belts? Please ensure that your seat backs and tables are in the fully upright position for landing, and that your window blind is fully open. Passengers seated by the emergency exits are now requested to clear this area of any loose articles.
Alright, let's go through the checklist. Before descent, obtain destination ATIS, KSFO, barometer is 29.83, temperature 70 degrees Celsius, visibility 10 statute miles, winds are calm, no significant weather, clouds are scattered at 12,000 feet. Vertical speed, I'm in my descent, actually I'm leveling off now. 280, auto throttle as required, FMC has been updated with the star. I don't have my airport, my runway assignment yet, and my message has been played. Alright, so we'll just keep stepping down as required.
San Francisco Airport information, Oscar.
There goes
174
ATIS.
Zulu. Wind 113 at 4. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky conditions, view clouds at 800, ceiling 1,900, broken. Temperature 172.15, altimeter 2984, ILS, runway 19er left and visual, runway 19er right in use. Landing and departing, runway 19er left and runway 19er right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Oscar. San Francisco Airport information, Oscar.
That's good.
1748 Zulu. Wind 113 at 4.
Let's see if I can go ahead and
Visibility
get the
greater
tower,
than 20 miles. Sky conditions, view clouds at 800, ceiling 1,900, broken.
which is 120.5. Alright, coming up on some clouds. Let's check our fuel status. That is 5 kilograms, about 10,000 pounds. 10 to 12,000 pounds. Alright, we're going to be going through some clouds. Blow this up. There we go. And here we go. Let's go to legs. Real Charlie, Archie. Okay. Rogue, Shakenbergs. Oh shit. There we go. Okay. Next page. Okay. Index. Approach. Alright, these are my speeds. 131, 122, 120. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and execute. Okay, let's do my legs. Plan. Step. There we go. Alright. I should do it. Okay, let's go back to map. Let's go back to progress. Freely is coming up. I had to level out. These mountains are coming up on me. Freely, according to this, 8,000 feet. But I'm not going to trust my instruments. I'm going to go by this thing. To clear these mountains, I'll come down some more. In fact, let's take a look at the approach plate for 19 left. That is what I've entered. That is what I'm taking. Alright, we're past the mountains. We're over open area now. I'm going to come right. According to this, I need to be at Berks 5,000. So let's come down to 5,000.
United 6212 cleared for takeoff. Runway 19er right.
Okay.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 19er right. United 6212. San Francisco Tower. US Air 757 is 23 miles east with X-ray to land. US Air 757 San Francisco Tower. Center left base. Runway 19er left. Altimeter 29er 84. Flight left base. Runway 19er
I guessed right.
left. US Air
Okay, so all I need now is the ILS frequency for 19 left, and I'm golden. 108.9. Okay, we're in some clouds here. No problem. Make sure my speed is still good. Need to come off the gas. Big time. Alright. There we go. Airport should be right there. Beautiful. speed. 1 notch flaps. There we go. Speed. There we go. Okay, what's our speed? 218. Okay, a little bit of fog here. Make a left turn shortly. Alright. I think I'll be able to focus more if I don't talk, so let's go on mute. Okay, so that weather changed fast, but according to this, I'm good to go on the ILS. So I'm right on the ILS according to my instruments. Oh well.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
US Air 757, exit runway when able.
To remember, this is not a general aviation aircraft. I can't flare until it stalls. I remember reading an article in one of those aviation magazines where this guy was saying one of his pilot buddies, the commercial pilots that flew together the big planes, and he had a habit. He'd fly the plane until it was right over the runway, and then he'd stall it and land. And with jets, you can't do that. And he kept telling him, don't do that. You keep doing that, I'm going to rat you out. And he did. He had to rat him out. And he had to go back for more training or some stuff like that. Alright. So I can get myself here.
United 63906, continue taxi. Roger, United 63906.
Alright, this part job is going to suck.
San Francisco ground, US Air 1482, Bravo, ready to taxi, IFR. US Air 1482.
Oh man, this part job really sucked. But that's as good as it's going to get. Alright, brakes. Alright, let's go through the power down. Engines off.
United 6264, hold position, caution the Bombardier RJ on the taxiway. United 6264, continue taxi.
Do that.
Roger, United 6264.
I can go ahead and turn off these.
SkyWest 63902, hold position, caution the Boeing 737 on the taxiway. SkyWest 63902, continue taxi.
Goes on.
It's been our pleasure having you on board today, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Thank you.
Can go ahead at this point and turn off the APU, and battery master is off. Alright, summarize. I'm getting a little bit better. I was able to straighten out my approach issues, and now I have landing issues. It just won't flare as much. I just got to get used to the fact that when you're this high up off the ground, you know, it doesn't take much to flare. I think I may need to start using this rather than looking outside the window. Anyhow, that's all for now. San Francisco to Denver. My next flight is going to be from Denver to somewhere else. Let's see if I got it right here. I'm sorry, from San Francisco to Dallas-Fort Worth. And that one's going to be 1,200 miles. Okay, that's about a 3-hour flight right there. Anyway, this one was relatively, apart from the landing, this was a good flight. This was a good flight. And I'm getting better. Alright, Flightsimguy here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.